Hey, ladies. Hey,
How
good to
are
see
you?
you.
Good to see you too. Happy
Hey,
Thursday.
welcome everyone. Welcome to Brand Rewind Live. So good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us. Today is Thursday, March 16th. It is mid-March already. Spring is right around the corner. Yay, yay. I'm so
I'm happy.
happy.
I'm
I
so
know.
happy.
Happy about that. Although it's been such a mild winter, at least here in the Northeast, I know winter has been brutal in other parts of the country. Sorry for you folks who are there. We're thinking about you. And I know you guys are happy to have spring around the corner. I'm Denise Kagler coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts. My company is MDK Brand Management.
Hi, I'm Barika Phillips Bell, and I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, and my company is V3 Media Solutions.
And I'm Pati Abdul Razak. My company is the Stylist Group, and I'm coming to you live from Harlem, New York.
Hey, so we got a lot to get to today, as always. But before we do, we like to talk about what recognition is up for the day that we go live. And today, interesting, there are a lot. There were always a lot. There's always more than one. I always try to pick one that I think is kind of interesting. And the one that I found was really cute. Is that today is No Selfie Day. No
Wow.
Mm,
selfie day. So nobody was supposed to take any selfies today. Did you guys take a selfie
I
today?
yeah,
didn't. I
I
didn't.
didn't take a selfie,
I
but
didn't.
I can see that that's going to be a very difficult task for many people.
Right.
I did not either. So interesting. There's a recognition for everything. It's funny. It's funny. I mean, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we got a lot to get to today for sure. But before we do, as a reminder, please remember to post your questions, your comments in the chat box, and also let us know that you're there. We want to give you a shout out. Let us know that you're there and what city you're from, so we can shout out your name and your city. So, to kick us off with a topic that we talk a lot about on this show because it is such an important topic and a topic that the three of us can understand very, very much. Barika,
Yeah.
yay.
So, as you all know, and as our regular viewers know, we talk about hair a lot on Brand Rewind. And it's something that I believe we all have struggled with at some point in our career. Just kind of having to conform to a certain look because we either work in corporate office, and that's kind of just been the norm. But thankfully, Representative Bonnie Watson, who is from New Jersey, she introduced the Crown Act. And if you're not familiar with the Crown Act, it stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. And it's a law that prohibits race-based hair discrimination, which is the denial of employment and educational opportunities because of hair texture or protective hairstyles, and that's braids, locks, twists, bantu knots, anything like that. What was passed in March of 2022 on the actual House. However, Cory Booker, when he brought that to the Senate, it did not pass, and it will have to be reintroduced in 2023 legislation. But so far, 20 states have actually signed the Crown Act into law. And so if you take a look here, 20 states have already signed it into law and are actually abiding by that. We have a number of states that we need to go. And one of the things that you can do to help is to email your legislator. They have a wonderful website that I'm going to show here called crownact.com. You can go to this website and get information about how to a template about how to email your state legislator if you live in one of the states that has currently not filed for this law. Also, they have a petition. And so this petition is working its way to 500,000 signatures. And as you can see, we're almost there, 496,000 signatures. So if you haven't signed the petition, please make sure that you do so that more men, more women, and all of our allies just go to the website. Once again, I will play it again so that you can see it, www.crownact.com. And you can find the petition as well as a template to email your legislator. But one of the things that the Brand Rewind moment is really, I want to send kudos to Dove, who has really picked this initiative up and actually put it on their back, created a whole campaign around it. And most recently, they joined with LinkedIn as another partner to help promote information about DEI, Black hair care, like all of these things. They have 10 courses that they're allowing people to take so that they are better educated about dealing with diversity and inclusion in the workplace. And I thought that was awesome that the two brands actually came together to do that. And so just some research that they found about Black women's hair is 2.5 times more likely to be perceived as unprofessional. We're also 2 out of 3 women will change their hair for an interview. These are all the things that, you know, as Black women that you can see in this infographic that we have been kind of like dealing with pretty much all our lives as far in corporate America. And so I just want to take the time to like really thank, you know, Dove, LinkedIn, and any of the other brands that join this kind of movement, because it allows us to be seen for who and what we are in whatever state and shape that, you know, we decide to be in that day. Because so many women have had to undergo like ridicule, fired, not been able, you know, wearing wigs. We were talking about this earlier, like having to be something that we're not. So I'll let you guys chime in on it because I think it's super important.
It is. It is. You know, too many times we are conditioned to conform versus inform.
Right.
And I know, and I count myself, check, as one of those corporate people who felt pressured into, you know, straightening my hair when I had meetings. And even now, when I go to certain things, I straighten my hair. Most times I though do wear it naturally, which is the way it is now. But I do admit that going in when I worked in corporate, I didn't want people to see my natural hair, and shame on me. But you know, it did come down, as you mentioned, Barika, to will it affect my ability to advance in the workplace?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and when it comes down to it, the way you wear your hair really has no effect on the quality of your work. Like it has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to perform as a professional. And that is what actually should be, you know, people should be paying attention to. I mean, I do agree that, you know, there should be some lines drawn, I think, from a professional standpoint, you know, in certain environments, you know, maybe, you know, showing up with hot pink or neon hair or something may be distracting, but you should be able to wear your natural hair the way you were born or the way the culture appreciates, you know, hairstyling.
I gotta believe that someone inserted that narrative into the conversation somewhere, like whispering, like, "Oh, so spread the word that Black women, if they wear their hair this way, they're not going to be able to do this, that, and the other." I mean, somehow that had to have gotten embedded in our brains in the narrative at some point.
No, well, and that's what we were talking about, is that it has then been perpetuated by other Black people to other Black people.
Right.
So, you know, it continues on the cycle of us not being comfortable or in ourselves, in our hair, no matter, you know, what the different styles are. But like we can appreciate the beauty in a weave, appreciate the beauty in some braids, a wig. I don't care. Like, you know, as long as it makes you feel beautiful, I think that and as you're saying, Petit, I do agree with it. You know, neon hair may not be the best on Wall Street. I don't know.
Exactly. And then, you know, we have to, you know, there have to be some boundaries.
Yeah.
But
you know, and by the way, it's not just women. Look at the men. Look at Jay-Z. Look at Jay-Z with his hair. I mean, it's wonderful that even men are changing the conversation. Even men are saying, "Hey, just I don't need, you know, I don't need a buzz cut, or I don't need, you know, no hair, bald. I can wear my hair the way
I feel.
Whatever way I want." So.
But even boys have been discriminated against, because I like at my school, my stepson actually they were going to kick him out of school if he didn't cut his hair. Like, he just has long, beautiful, curly hair. But it either has to be in a box cut or it has to be in a ponytail. Like, he can't just wear his hair. And so we left the school because it was just ridiculous that you were going to make me cut my child's hair in order to go to school here, when they're, you know, you don't make other races cut their hair because they have long hair. But
I can't remember the exact details, but I don't know if you ladies remember, there was a young man and he was playing a sport and he had locks. And
Oh
in
yeah.
order for him to compete, they like literally cut his hair.
We talked about that on the show.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah,
Horrible. And he was just crushed.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So with that, kudos again to Dove and to
Dove.
LinkedIn. And please, once again, I'm just gonna put this out there again. Please make sure that you go to www.crownact.com and get any resources that you need to help us put the agenda and put this back onto the Senate floor, because it needs to be ratified and made into law across this country.
Agreed. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to throw this over to Patia. Patia, what story do you have for us today?
Yes. So kudos to yet another brand that is doing the right thing, and not just doing the right thing for publicity. We talk a lot about that on this show, about brands that are performative and just follow trends, as opposed to really adapting values and things into their culture. So Target, and this is something that I didn't learn because I didn't know that there was an Equal Pay Day, but apparently March 13th is called Equal Pay Day. And Target has become the first company ever in history to receive a perfect A+ score when it comes to racial and gender equity in terms of the way that they compensate their employees. So a little background on this. The racial and gender pay scorecard assesses a company's pay equity data against best practice pay equity reporting standards. And so there are about 68 companies who have submitted themselves for review, and Target is the first and only one that got an A+. I'm really not surprised about this, you guys, because I think we've spoken about Target many times on this show. And they, for years, possibly decades at this point, have really shown that they are dedicated to equality, right? And so this is just another check mark as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there were some other brands that got A's. So we have Starbucks, Lowe's, Best Buy, but they only got A's. Target A+, right? So they're still
Not A+.
A+, right? A+, which really says to me that, you know, they really are dedicated as a company to ensuring that people of color and women do get the same equal opportunities as everybody else. So that just really made me feel really good to know that yet again, they are, you know, holding their ground, doing the right thing, and they're getting the recognition for it. Because I feel a lot of times we hear the negative things, or there are a lot of, you know, companies and brands doing the right thing that don't get recognized for what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really good to know that they are, you know, leading in this space.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to ask you, like, do you know it like what areas they're graded on? Did it say like what some of the...
Yes. So there are two areas. So what they do is that they look at the way that wages are assessed between race and gender, which groups hold the distribution of the high paying jobs, right?
Okay.
So it's race, gender, and I guess status, if you want to say. And then they also compare all of that against minorities, non-minorities, men and women, right? So it's like a sort of holistic review to make sure, because I mean, I'm guessing that, you know, you can say, okay, these employees of color are making whatever, right? But when you compare it to everybody else, it needs to be equal. And so I guess that's why they got the A+, because comparatively speaking, everybody at the same level or whatever of job is they're actually making the same, regardless of gender or race. Yeah,
that's quite an accomplishment.
It is. It really is. It really is, and I'm sure it takes a lot of work to ensure that. But
yeah, I might have missed this. But so did companies have to apply or submit, or did a broader company go and look subjectively on their own?
You know, that is not clear, because it just says that 68 companies participated, and I don't know if they submitted themselves for review or if they're asked.
Yeah.
The difference also, because if you know you're not doing the right thing, you probably don't want to be a part of this.
Was it Walmart like at the bottom of the list though?
Oh, are they really?
I think
Oh,
I think Walmart was like Walmart failed, right? Like
they're nowhere on the people getting the kudos. They're not on the list of top performers at all. So they probably are at the bottom of the list. Yeah.
Wow.
I do remember seeing that,
I
and
don't see them here. We have Chipotle, Citigroup, American Express, Walmart is nowhere on this list.
yeah,
Wow.
that's what it was. Walmart and Google failed.
We're at the bottom. Oh,
Ooh,
Yeah, they
Google.
failed. Yeah, and Google.
oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe
Wow.
Target can teach some classes on,
Maybe they can teach some classes on how to do a better job. Absolutely.
Wow. Well, good
Love
for
to learn
them.
from them.
I like Target. I like Target.
I
Yeah.
like Target too.
Yeah,
Mm.
I like Target.
Target brand.
Absolutely. Okay, so Denise, your turn. What do you have for us this week?
So I'm gonna rewind back to the Oscars. So
Oh.
not sure how many of you guys watched the Oscars. I watched them from beginning to end. Haven't done that in quite a few years. I'm not sure what made me do it this time because I have not seen one of the movies nominated for Best Picture, although a couple of them are on my bucket list. But there was something about the Oscars that I really wanted to see. So I watched it all. And so, what did you guys think about it? So, let's take a look back. And there were some moments that made headlines the next day. One of them was this moment with host Jimmy Kimmel. He talked about how the audience watching the show had submitted different questions to him to ask celebrities throughout the crowd. He decides to walk up to this amazing woman, Pulitzer Prize winning filmmaker, Miss Malala, and ask her the okay, my words, not anything else, anyone else's maybe, but the stupidest question about what she thought of Harry Styles and Chris Pine.
Oh.
And I mean, it's like, come on. I remember watching it. I watched it live. Dana and I were watching it live. And I remember thinking, what? And then her response was beautiful.
Brilliant.
She's brilliant. She sat there for about a half a second and she said, without even looking at him, which was very telling, she never even looked up at him. And she said, I'm paraphrasing, I only talk about peace.
Oh,
Like drop the mic moment.
Classic. That was classic.
Drop the mic moment. And he looked so stunned. He looked like he knew that was a stupid question that he just asked. I mean, just the look on his face, like, maybe I should not have said it. That was a brand rewind moment for him. And social media did not give him any break about doing that. That's what you're going to ask someone of that caliber, someone like that.
yeah.
Who knows? I don't even know what Chris Pine and whatever else. Who was it? Chris Pine and Harry Styles. I don't even know the answer to that question.
I mean, you wouldn't ask her that. You would ask somebody else that. I don't even know who to say that would be who I'd want to ask.
Anybody but her, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was one brand rewind moment, and we all love the way she responded. Another one, you gotta love Angela Bassett, Miss Angela Bassett. Who doesn't love her? And she would have just gone up there and just first of all, she made everyone proud just being nominated anyway.
Yeah.
But this look, when she lost the Academy Award to Jamie Lee Curtis, that was the expression that cameras caught. And social media just felt so badly for her. We all cried with her. You could just see the disappointment in her face. I was sad that it captured her, but in a way, it was awesome to see this is how she was feeling. She wasn't going to sugarcoat her disappointment.
Yeah.
She was disappointed. And who didn't feel for her?
Right.
I mean, who wouldn't be disappointed? I mean,
I know. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And she looked beautiful. I saw some other pictures where the four of them, she and her husband and the two kids, she has a daughter and a son, they were all dressed in the color coordinator. Her daughter also had the most beautiful purple. I guess it's purple. Is that the right color? I don't know if there's a more sophisticated name for purple.
Lilac.
You never know. It's like, that's purple. But they all she and her daughter had the same color purple, different silhouette as far as the shape of the dress, but they look so beautiful. Anyway, I was everyone was disappointed that she didn't win, and we felt her disappointment in not winning. The third thing I want to highlight is the point where this one, Miss Ruth Carter, winning the Oscar for costume design for Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
And she is the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars. Who such a proud moment for so many. Her speech was beautiful. She just lost her mother. I don't know, a few weeks maybe, or not that long before, and called her the most recent ancestor, I think is the word she used when she described her mother's passing. And I lost my mother a few months ago, so I felt that, and I thought, that's a great way of putting it. And so who didn't feel so proud of her? And of course, as I said, being only the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars. So very, very happy about her
Congratulations.
for
Yes.
her.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I enjoyed it, and there were some wonderful entertaining moments there with Lady Gaga, just bare, just voice talent. No, what did she used with meat and all the stuff she used to dress.
Yes.
Remember that those
Yes.
Lady Gaga moments?
All performance,
All
no
performance.
show. No show. It was
No
great.
show, just beautiful raw performance. That was nice. And then of course there was Rihanna. Just
Mhm.
learned how that I've been saying her name wrong. I read recently that it's actually Rihanna, not Rihanna. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
where I saw that, but she looked absolutely
Stunning.
beautiful and
Stunning.
stunning and sounded beautiful. So it was good. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the moment. But yeah, I wanted to rewind to those headline moments of the Oscars. So that was fun. You guys see it? Did you guys see it?
Yes, so I saw it, but I definitely we had to shout out Michelle Yeoh,
Yes.
and her movie Everything Everywhere and All at Once. Like, this you pull this picture because it was just such
Yes.
a happy moment about her, because I saw the movie. I know I saw it, but
Yes.
I'd love to know, Patia, I know you said you loved her quote, and so I just wanted
Yeah,
to.
I didn't. So I didn't see the Oscars, but afterwards they're always the highlight things that trend on social media, and so I particularly loved her quote. I
Mm.
think it's so important. I love her as an actress. I didn't see the movie in question, but I've seen lots of her movies, and so her quote pretty much speaking to women of a certain age, like us, like us. And it says, "Ladies, don't let anyone tell you you were ever past your prime. Never give up." I
Mm.
think that is such a
Mm.
powerful
I think
statement.
that is true.
I mean,
Yes.
because she's been acting for a really, really long time. I think she's 59 or 60 years old. She does not look anywhere near
She
close
does
to that
not.
age, right?
No, she
The
doesn't.
perception for women specifically is that you're pretty much done after 35. Like,
Right.
there's some people that still think that in
Yeah.
2023. And so for her to make that statement, I think it was a very powerful statement. And it really is true. I mean,
It's
people
true.
shouldn't feel like, they should give up or not still be doing what they love or trying to achieve things after a certain age. And for some reason, that mainly applies to women because, the perception is that men get better with age, right? And our value decreases. So I just really enjoyed seeing that she said that, and of
Yeah.
course her winning. What was it? Best actress? Was it best actress that she won?
That's,
Hmm.
yes.
Is
Yes.
definitely a testament to that all these years later because she's
Yeah.
been
Good
acting
for
for a
her.
pretty long time. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie either. There's some movies on my bucket list I do want to see. As I said, I didn't see any of them. I haven't seen them.
Well, you do
And I,
have to
and I
see. You have to watch that one. That one you
okay.
absolutely need to see.
All right. All right, Barika. You might twist my arm and get me to do this. I'm not into because I thought it was a movie about superpowers and aliens and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Well, guess what? We may have to start paying attention because according to the New York Post, there's a mothership. My friend said this to me earlier today. There's a mothership hovering someplace, sending probes down to the earth. So who knows? This may not just all be fiction.
Oh my God.
Oh
In the New
no.
York Post. Patia, in the New York Post.
Right, right.
All right. What do we have? What else we have going on?
Oh my goodness. So before we move on to comments, this is the time that we usually take questions and comments. We do have 3 winners from our Black History Month giveaway that we did giveaway live, the special live session that we did, who have not contacted us to claim their prizes. So if you are out there, please do send us an email at brandrewind@gmail.com so that we can send you these beautiful items that you won. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please do send us that email by April 1st. If you guys do not claim these amazing prizes, these business owners really do the business promise to you. What we will do is that on the first live show that we have at the beginning of April, we will choose new winners from our actual live attendees. So again, Sandra Brown, Ferduas Rubel, and Viola Gaming, if you're watching us live tonight, please shoot us an email, brandrewind@gmail.com, and we will make sure that you get your prizes. All right. Didn't want to forget that. Now it's time to move on to our comments and questions from our audience.
Few.
Yes.
We have a few. We definitely have a few.
Okay, so Malala is a goat. Yes, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Angela's look at the Oscars was everything. I agree. I mean, she showed her emotion, right? I think that it was a very honest moment. And, I feel like, most people could relate to being disappointed.
Yeah. There's a question here. Pop research about, and we've talked about this pop research about the Oscar hashtag a few years ago, Oscars so white. And what is you're asking what Oscars would do, or what would you do to overhaul the Oscars so it isn't so white? So technically, so Asians won a lot of awards. Well, a lot. Asians won several awards this year. Numerous awards this year, right?
Yeah.
So technically, and Asians are people of color. So technically, there isn't a movement behind that, or as much energy behind that hashtag this year.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because it isn't Oscars so white anymore because of the strides and the progress, I guess, that Asians have made in Hollywood, which is great. So,
well, that study that USC did that I think I shared with you, that basically they said that between 2008 and 2015, 8% of the nominees were from underrepresented racial or ethnic groups. But between 2016 and 2023, that number increased to 17%. So, essentially it's up 9 points.
Right.
However, it's still not on parity.
Right.
As far as the Oscars are concerned. So there's still room to grow.
Moving in the right direction.
Target needs to just start giving master classes to everybody about this.
Yeah, moving in the right direction. Would it be interesting to see if Chris Rock ever comes back to host the Oscars again? Anybody want to put money on that? Willie?
I think he'll be back in about 3 to 5 years. Can I do a range? 3 to 5 years.
Well, it might be about the money. He might say, "Yeah, pay me." Who knows?
Right.
Pay me. I don't know.
Will Smith can't be there.
10 years. He's out 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, he's out 10 years. He's been banned for 10 years. If memory serves me correctly, he's banned for 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, you guys. So the time goes so quickly when we're having so much fun. We are at time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We do invite you to follow us on social media at Brand Rewind on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And if you have any interesting topics that you would like us to cover, you can always shoot an email to us at brandrewind@gmail.com.
That's right. So we will see you right back here in 2 weeks on March 30th, Thursday, March 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much again for being here.
Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful
time, you guys.